Hello students of Mr. Fleischer's class. Today I'll be showing you how to do a tutorial on Photoshop, how to make an iPod similar to this one right here. So what you want to do is you're going to want to open up a new file, which I did here, and you're going to want to set it to inches, 8 by 10, and set the resolution to 300. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the rectangle tool, and by the way, I'm using the iPod Nano. I forget what year, but the dimensions are 3.5 inches by 1.5, and I scaled it up 2 times, so it's going to be 3 by 7 inches. As you can see, as you're dragging along, you're able to see the width and height of the image, and you're going to want to set that to around 3 and around 7. So that looks good. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the pen tool to be working on this in this tutorial, so the edges of the iPod will be square, but that's okay. The main point of this is to introduce you to the new tools such as the burn tool, the dodge tool, and how to make objects look realistic without using photos. So you have your rectangle right here, and like I said, I'm not going to be doing the rounded edges, so we're going to go straight to the burn tool. Now the burn tool is right here. You can select O, and what you're going to do is have that. Actually, now that that's happened, I think I'm able to make the rounded edges now. So you go to your pen tool and make sure it's on path. You select one corner of the image, select another, but then for the second one you drag and make that round shape with it. Next, you're going to do the same thing with all the other corners, making curves. You want to make sure this right here is lined up to your rectangle, otherwise the image will come out uneven. And undo that. That wasn't a very good point. Do it right there. I'm using the book 100% Photoshop, by the way, to make this tutorial. It's what I use to make my iPod. That's what everyone uses. Alright, so now you finished off your path, and you're going to click Mask. So now you have this. Now you have this rounded rectangle, looking pretty good. And let's fill it to new color. The gray was fine, but let's just make it a little bit darker. Click OK. Have it load the fill. That looks good. Alright, so now to get some texture, to make it look metallic like it does here, you're going to want to go to Filter, Noise, Add Noise. You want to go to Gaussian. Click OK. Wait for it to load. And as you zoom up, you can see it kind of has a metallic texture to it. So now I'm going to be showing you how to use the burn tool to make it look like it's a 3D image or 3D picture. Now what the burn tool does, it creates a shadow or shade on the image, making it look rounded. The size is fine. You want to mess around with the hardness, I'm going to just put it there because it looks fine. Now what you're going to do is you're going to hold Shift and bring your mouse down so it makes a straight line, and you'll get that. You're going to want to do this on all 4 corners. And to get more of an effect, you can go over it again, only going closer to the edge. To make it have kind of like a shadow. And what we can do now is we can do Shift Alt, which kind of makes it brighter, and that also gives it some three-dimensional look. Alright, so we have our rectangle, and it's looking pretty good. We have it rounded off, we have the shadow and a three-dimensional look to it. Now we're going to go onto the screen. Now what we can do is we can just copy this layer, go to Layer, Duplicate Layer. We can just name it that for now. We're not using a bunch of layers, so we can name that whatever we want. Now to make, screens aren't three-dimensional, nor are they, nor do they have a shadow, because they're black. So we're going to go to Color and make it black. Click OK. Wait for it to load. Alright, so we have our new rounded rectangle. And we're going to hit Command T, or if you're on a PC, Control T. And we're going to size it down. When I click another tool, the black in the background should disappear. Alright, so Control T, zoom out. Size it down. And that's looking alright, as it is. Alright, so we have our screen, but alright, I'm not exactly sure what it's doing here. Alright, there we go. And if you look at my screen, it kind of has some depth to it. So to get that depth, first let me adjust this one more time so that it's a little closer to the edge. Alright, that's fine. To give it some depth, you're going to want to go to Layer, Layer Style, Bevel and Emboss. Now I played around with this a bit to kind of make it have depth. Kind of forget what I did. I believe I set it to Pillow and Bevel. Yeah, that's what I did. I set it to Pillow and Bevel. And now, as you can see, it kind of has some depth to it. Alright, so we're done with that. We can click OK. And now I'll show you how to make the trackpad of it, which are the circles. So you go back to your rectangle icon, but this time go to the ellipse tool. Now to make a perfect circle, you're going to want to click and shift, and there. You can rescale this to your preference. It honestly does not matter how big it is, as long as you're satisfied with it. So we have our circle. I'm going to change the color to white. And I'm going to add a mask to it. And I'm going to add a smaller circle inside it. So now, you want to click on your mask, and we're going to want to shift, click again, and alright, it's not working for me right now, but usually when you do this, when you make a new mask and draw another circle around it, it should delete a portion inside. But that's okay, we can just make another circle. So go to your ellipse tool again, make another circle. And once you're done with that, you can fill it to the gray we've been using. And once again, add the filter, noise, add noise, Gaussian, and let's actually fill it to our gray of the background, because right now it's a lighter gray, and we don't want that. Color looks about right. Alright, that's not what we wanted. Let's undo that, and I guess we're going to leave it at that. The last thing I'll be showing you is how to make it a different color, and I'll end it with that. So to do that, you go to I'm not able to find it. Like I said, I wasn't doing this on a Mac. I was doing it on a PC, where all of my windows were open and everything. So I'm not quite sure where the next tool is located. It is called the hue saturation there. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to show you how to make a triangle for the play button. Once again, you're going to go to your rectangle tool, make a new rectangle, and you're going to want to go to your rectangular marquee tool. But first, before you do that, you're going to want to rotate it 90 degrees. 45 degrees. And you can actually just go to your eraser tool. And hold shift and make a seam down the middle, and just erase the rest of it. So now you can go to your Control T, scale it down, move it over, not the anchor point, but the whole thing. Apply transformation. Make sure that you selected the rectangle. And then adjust its size. That pretty much concludes this tutorial because of time. I know it didn't end up looking like this, but you get the idea of how to make the texture, depth, and the trackpad of the iPod. So that will be all.